While it is fun watching your profit on paper grow like a balloon, there is always a danger that the volatile market can burst it by reversing in direction in an instant. In this video, I will demonstrate how position sizing, that risk management tool used to protect your capital and profit, is applied in multiple trades. This is a continuation of our previous video on risk management. So if you have not seen that yet, I suggest that you go back to our Facebook page and watch it first. Before we proceed, let me introduce myself. I am Ronnie Ordoña, creator of Smart Trade PH. Welcome. I will present the lessons by doing hypothetical trades. So let's start with trade number 1. Let us say your trading capital is 10,000 pesos and you want to buy stock A that sells for 6 pesos and 97 centavos per share. You set your stop loss at 6.11 and so your risk is 0.86 or 86 centavos. We got that by subtracting from your buy price of 6.97 the stop loss of 6.11. Now, to determine how many shares we should buy, we compute the total amount you are risking, which is 2% of your trading capital of 10,000 pesos. And that is 200 pesos. Then, to get the number of shares to buy, we divide 200, the total amount risk, by the risk per share that we are taking, which is 0.86. And so we get 232. That is the number of shares you need to buy. Stocks are sold in lot sizes, and for this price of 6.97, we can get 200 shares only, not 232. But for this demonstration, let us assume you can buy 232 shares, just so our computations will all add up. We will also not include the taxes and the broker's fees in our computations, just to simplify this presentation. Okay, your investment in stock A is 232 shares times 6.97 pesos per share. So we get 1,617 pesos. But the amount you are risking is not 1,617, but only 200 pesos. This means that if you lose in this trade, you lose only 200 pesos, not 1,617, because you will exit and sell at 200 pesos. Also, please note that even if your capital is 10,000 pesos, and you have more money to spare, and you are very bullish about this stock, thinking it will go up to 12 pesos and 54 centavos for an 80% profit, still do not buy more. Stay disciplined and follow what the position sizing is telling you. Suppose trade number 1 did not go as expected. You were thinking it would go up to 12 pesos and 54 centavos. But it did not. It went up to 7 pesos initially, but after that, it reversed its direction, and in a few days, it fell a little below your stop loss level of 6.11. So, all your expectations just disappeared. What should you do? You exit the trade and sell at 6.11. You cut your loss. If you don't sell at 6.11, the price could go lower and your loss could go bigger. Well, yes, it could also go up after touching 6.11. But you are not sure that this is going to happen. The same way that you are not sure that the price could fall further. But since you adopted a trading system that uses a stop loss, then you have to follow that system and sell. Stay disciplined. Okay, now your trading capital is just 9,800 pesos. That's 10,000 pesos minus 200 peso loss from trade number 1. So you get 9,800. So you go stock hunting again. And after doing some analysis, some fundamental and some technical, you are ready to buy another stock. let's say stock B. Stock B is selling at 3 pesos per share and you set your stop loss at 2 pesos 70 centavos. Following our procedure, you compute the amount you are risking by getting 2% of your remaining capital of 9,800, and that's 196 pesos. That is your total risk. By the way, 2% is our maximum limit for exposing your capital to risk. You can use any amount lower than this to be safer. Now, say 1.5% or even 1%. Okay, to continue, you determine your risk per share by subtracting from the buy price of 3 pesos the stop loss of 2 pesos and 70 centavos. You get 30 centavos. This is your risk per share. So, how many shares should you buy? We compute by dividing the 196 pesos by 30 centavos and we get 653 shares. Your analysis of stock B tells you it has a big chance of going as high as 5 pesos and 40 centavos. Again, that's about 80% profit. But that did not materialize. This trade number 2 is a loser again, just like trade number 1. Instead of going up, as you predicted based on your fundamental and technical analysis, the stock went down and touched your stop loss. So what do? Well, exit this trade because your stop loss has been reached. So you say, oh no, not again. Well, like I said in our previous videos, losing is a part of the game. Traders will just have to accept this reality. You lose this trade perhaps because you were wrong in your analysis. Then, go back to it and see where you went wrong. But it is really possible also that there is nothing wrong with your analysis. You did well, but the randomness of the market, which is around 40% of the time, hit you. So don't blame yourself. Just accept the loss and move on. So, let's move and go and find another stock to trade. And let us say we found stock C. This stock sells at 20 pesos per share and you set your stop loss at 10% below the buy price. That's at 18 pesos. Now, let's do some review. How do you determine your stop loss level? We said in our previous videos that you can use market volatility as basis. This is expressed in standard deviation. You can also use average true range. Your target price for this trade is 36 pesos. Now, how do you determine your target price? One way is to determine the next strong resistance above your buy price and use that as your target price. Okay, so this time your remaining capital is 9,604 pesos. That's 9,800 minus 196. We got that by subtracting from your capital in trade number 2 of 9,800 the amount you lost in that trade, which is 196. Your total risk is 9,604 times 2% and you get 192. Your risk per share is 20 minus 18 equal to 2 pesos. And the number of shares to buy is 192 divided by 2, or that is 96 shares. So now you bought stock C and it turned out to be a loser again. It went up a little, then it reversed and went through your stop loss of 18 pesos. What do? Sell at 18 pesos because that's the stop loss you are using. Obey it. No ifs and no buts. Selling at a loss is always difficult. It hurts not just your pocket but your ego as well. And the devil in you will tell you, wag mong sundin ang stop loss. Wag mong ibenta. But the disciplined trader is able to overcome this tendency because he is using a trading system which he tested himself and found to have an edge. So we continue to trade. Now we buy stock D. It sells for 55 pesos per share using part of your remaining trading capital of 9,412 pesos. Using the given stop loss level of 49 pesos and 50 centavos and the 2% exposure to risk, we are able to compute the number of shares to buy to be 34. Now, this trade number 4 turned out to be another loser. So when it touched your stop loss level of 49.50, you sell. Now, you have 4 consecutive losing trades. Don't lose heart. Be patient. Remember, losing is part of trading. So don't be like the 3 miners who gave up too easily. If you are using a trading system with an edge, the reward is near. Here's another reminder about losing. Let me quote Mr. Razon, the chairman and CEO of ICTSI. Sabi niya, di pwedeng sigurista ka. You are not going to be correct all the time. It's okay to make 6 or 7 mistakes out of 10 projects, provided when you are right, the gains can take care of the losses. Pag natatakot kang matalo, talagang talo ka. So we've lost 4 trades in a row. Pero sabi ni Mr. Rason, huwag kang matakot. So we move on. Now we do trade number 5. Our remaining capital is 9,224 pesos. We look around and found stock E. It sells for 50 pesos per share. And the nearest strong resistance is at 90 pesos. And so you set that as your target price and a potential profit of 80%. You put your stop loss at 45 pesos. The number of shares you need to buy is 37. At first, the stock went down below 50 pesos, but it did not touch your stop loss, so you didn't sell. Then it went up until it reached 80 pesos. From here, the price went down, and so you sold at 75 pesos and made a profit of 925 pesos. At last, we are now profitable. Now, let's go to our trading journal and see what has happened so far. Our cumulative losses after the 4th trade is 776 pesos and 24 centavos or 7.76%. We now make an entry for our 5th trade. Our gain on our 5th trade is 925 pesos, as we saw from the previous slide. If we are to subtract our cumulative losses of 776 pesos and 24 centavos from this gain, we get a net profit of 148 pesos 76 centavos or 1.4% profit out of our initial capital of 10,000 pesos. So, with that profit from just one trade, we were able to wipe out our losses from the previous 4 trades. And we accomplished this because we were cutting our losses small. We limited our risk to our capital to just 2% and allowed our profit to run. So that ends our presentation. See you again in our next video. Thanks for watching.